Good evening. My name is Brian Walmsley, and I have the honor and privilege of being superintendent for Richmond Community Schools for the past 10 years. Tonight's event, like many others, would not be possible if not for the brave men and women who are currently in the armed forces, have served, or have given the ultimate sacrifice for the freedoms and liberties that we enjoy each and every day. I ask that you join me now as we stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance, as the over 1,600 students, Richmond students do each and every day. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The State of the District Address, delivered by the Superintendent, serves as a crucial bridge of communication between Richmond Community Schools and our community that we serve. It offers us an opportunity to show transparency, accountability, and collaboration as I share the insights of the district's achievements, challenges, and the plans for improvements. By keeping stakeholders informed about the overall health of the organization and the direction of the district, it is my hope that it will continue to foster the trust and shared ownership of Richmond's goals and priorities. Moreover, the State of the District allows the community members to understand how their tax dollars are being utilized and the impact of their investment in education. It also provides a platform for celebrating our successes, recognizing the outstanding contributions, and addressing areas of concern and needs of attention. Before I begin, I would like to first of all thank the Richmond Board of Education for their unwavering support, not only for myself, but the students and staff of Richmond Community Schools. I would also like to thank our elected representatives from the City of Richmond, the townships of Casco, Columbus, Lenox, and Richmond, many of whom are here tonight who were able to make it. Representatives from our community's religious organizations, service organizations, first responders, and our union leadership. And of course, our staff, parents, and community members who are able to attend. I would like to thank my cabinet, Tammy, Jamie, Renee, and Cindy, our building and department administrators, Heidi, Mike, Jennifer, Paul, Andrea, Becky, Kathy, and Susie, Preston, and Amy, the IT department, Lisa, Ian, and Eric, who provided me with the information for tonight's presentation. Finally, I would like the custodial staff who did an amazing job setting up tonight, and the culinary arts students under the leadership of Chef Bishop, and the food service department under the leadership of Kathy Giddy for preparing the delicious treats and drinks afterwards for the reception. Tonight's State of the District will present an overview of the following: instructional programs and services with student support services, school safety and communication, ancillary support services and facility improvements, student enrollment and state funding trends. Let me say, if I were to cover all the things that are happening in our district, we would be here for hours, so we narrowed it down. My hope is that this presentation gives you a glimpse of the successes we've achieved and the confidence that we are moving in the right direction as a district. It is also my hope that when you leave here tonight, you will have learned a little bit more about our district, knowing that the state of the district, the state of Richmond Community Schools, is great. And we are on a continued path of excellence for all of our students. The information from tonight's presentation is available, has been pulled from our district website, which you have access to by clicking on the transparency report. You can click on the My School data, and you'll be able to pull information about our district there. It has also been pulled from the County-wide Information Systems, Power School, the County Finance Program, the Michigan Council of Governments, as well as collective bargaining agreements. Transparency and openness to disseminate information to the public are pillars of a healthy and functional society. In today's interconnected world, where information can be spread rapidly, maintaining transparency is crucial for combating rumors and theories that are out there. As I said, tonight's information is available online, so please visit the district website for more information. Throughout the presentation, you will see quotes from staff members. There was a survey that was sent out to our staff members asking various questions, one of which, why do you choose to work in Richmond Community Schools? I encourage you to look at them and read from their statements in how they, what decisions they make to determine from why they work in Richmond Community Schools. I would also like to thank Richmond TV for filming tonight, which will be available for broadcast at a later date. So just give me a second to coordinate the two remotes here. As we navigate the landscape of education, it is paramount to acknowledge the crucial role that early childhood plays. These programs lay the foundation for our K-12 education. Just as a sturdy house requires that a solid foundation is built upon, so too does a solid early childhood education program. The Richmond Early Childhood Program serves as a cornerstone for our youngest Blue Devils educational experience, providing a nurturing and safe environment for young minds to explore, learn, and develop essential skills. Moreover, our early childhood program plays a pivotal role in fostering the love of learning, instilling crucial competencies such as empathy, resilience, and cooperation. While all programs are dependent on enrollment, Richmond Community Schools prides itself in offering a comprehensive preschool program that meet the needs not only of our students, but of our families. We have our 3- and 4-year-old tuition-based preschool programs, tuition-free or low-cost Great Start Readiness programs, which is part of Governor Whitmer's goal to have free and universal preschool programs for all 4-year-olds. For our youngest Blue Devils with various types of disabilities, the Early Childhood Special Education Program provides them with a high-quality, individualized program to excel. All of our programs play a crucial role in laying the foundation that our students need for a lifelong journey in education. Our preschool programs provide a structured, nurturing environment where children can explore, play, interact with peers, and with their wonderful teachers and aides. Throughout tonight's presentation, I will have various charts and graphs to show you, and you will see on these presentations and graphs trend lines. These trend lines are important pieces of data that we use as a district to review and determine the program's overall needs and effectiveness. As you can see by this slide, the preschool enrollment has exploded in our district over the last 10 years. For example, since 2014-15, Richmond, the preschool program itself, has experienced a 106% increase in the early childhood program. 83% of it was just in 3-year-old preschool alone. Although we are seeing a decline in our tuition-based preschool program, that is a direct correlation to the state's effort of expanding the GSRP program, which for Richmond has expanded over 450%. Continuously, families are choosing Richmond Community Schools for their early childhood preschool experience. Richmond Community Schools is also seeing a surge in enrollment in our child care programs, as evident by this chart. It is important for us to create an environment which students have a safe and nurturing environment. Since 2014, as I said, our child care program has seen a 160% increase, with a 10-year high of 151 students registered in the child care program. This surge is attributed to a variety of factors, one of which is the number of households requiring dual incomes. However, with this demand comes a responsibility to ensure that the child care offerings meet the high standards that our parents expect. Quality child care goes beyond just supervision. It encompasses a nurturing environment, a stimulating environment that fosters learning and growth. Parents entrust us with their most prized possession, their children, and it is our responsibility to ensure they are protected from harm. Over the past several years, the child care room and facility have been renovated, thanks to the voter-approved bond in 2019, with new furniture, games, thanks to the district applying and receiving the child care stabilization grant totaling almost $370,000. As you can see, the fruits of this grant has allowed Richmond Community Schools to provide a state-of-the-art child care setting for our students and programs. The Child Care Stabilization Grant also allowed us to add an outdoor exploration and community engagement area, not only for child care, but our preschool setting. As you can see by these pictures, it is in full swing, and I encourage you to visit it. The Outdoor Exploration Center includes a classroom gazebo, outdoor musical equipment, and art easels, in addition to a magnifying station, water table, sand table, available for students to explore and use their imagination. All thanks to the Child Care Stabilization Grant. The grant also provided relief to our families to the tune of about $78,000. Families on child care invoices were credited, providing them immediate financial relief for child care services. Funds were also used to raise child care employee wages, which we'll talk about later, as well as retention bonus for post-pandemic. Take a minute to read these slides for staff who have chosen to work in Richmond Community Schools. A quality K-12 education program is paramount to the shaping of the academic, social, and personal development of students throughout their educational career and journey in Richmond Community Schools. It serves as the backbone of a well-rounded education, providing students with knowledge, skills, and experiences needed to have success beyond school. A comprehensive K-12 curriculum not only focuses on the academics like math, language arts, science, and social studies, but also emphasizes critical thinking, collaboration, and problem-solving skills. By offering a diverse range of courses and extracurricular activities, a quality K-12 program caters to the unique interests and talents of the students we serve, helping them discover their passion and talent. Moreover, effective instruction delivered by qualified teachers about the subjects they're dedicated and passionate for create a dynamic learning environment in the classroom. Providing quality professional development staff is essential for fostering our culture of continuous improvement and ensuring the success of Richmond schools. High-quality professional development empowers teachers and educators to enhance their own teaching skills, deepens their content knowledge, and stay abreast of the latest research and best practices in education. Over the past 5 years, Richmond has invested in our teachers and administrators to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars in trainers, speakers, release time, collaboration time, learning coaches, summer workshops, focused on a variety of specific and focused training, some of which are shown here on the screen. I would be remiss if I didn't take a minute to credit an individual responsible for leading this. Renee Staples, Executive Director of Curriculum and Instructional Services. It is through her vision and collaboration with administrators and teachers that these professional development opportunities occur. Ms. Staples has a fundamental belief that students come first, and we do whatever it takes to empower the instructional experience in the classroom, which is rooted in supporting teachers and administrators. Over the past 5 years, thanks to the ongoing commitment of our Board of Education, Richmond has embarked on a strategic and thoughtful analysis of our curriculum, and establishing a curriculum review cycle to look at the instructional materials that our teachers and students use. Throughout the collaboration with administrators and teachers, often partnering with Macomb Intermediate School District, Ms. Staples has led the curriculum review process for science, social studies, math, and is currently underway in the English language arts. Electives, specials, and ancillary courses are on the horizon for the 2024-25 school year. Over the past 5 years, our board has committed to ensuring quality instructional materials are in the hands of our students and staff, purchasing over $525,000 in new instructional materials for our students and staff. Another $250,000 has been line item in the budget to fund and support newly purchased materials in subsequent years after their adoption. Our investment is to make sure our teachers and students have the best materials and resources possible. With these investments in professional development and curriculum purchases, Richmond is making significant improvements on the educational assessments used to measure our students' progress. For example, when combining all the state assessments for all grades, Richmond is identified by that green line on that chart. It outperforms the average of the state of Michigan, the greater Detroit area, which encompasses Wayne, Oakland, and McWayne counties, and the average of Macomb County schools. The area highlighted in yellow indicates the post-pandemic educational loss schools across the United States have been experiencing. But as this chart illustrates, Richmond and schools around the state are making significant gains to reverse the post-pandemic educational loss. You may be asking yourself, well, this is all grades and all assessments combined into one. How does this break down by level? At the elementary level, which only has one grade level assessment, when you combine the English and math for grade 3, Richmond consistently outperforms the county, state, and the greater Detroit area. I would like to personally take a minute to recognize Mrs. Manguni, our elementary principal, Mr. Gibson, our elementary dean of students, and the entire team at the elementary school. For the second year in a row, Will L. Lee Elementary School is #1 in Macomb County for their achievement, and we're hoping for year 3 coming forward. Mrs. Manguni, Mr. Gibson, under your leadership and the commitment to students and families of Will L. Lee Elementary School, that does not go unnoticed. Thank you. At the middle school, when you combine all the test-taking grades or grade-taking assessments at the middle school, English language arts, math, science, and social studies, Richmond Middle School, identified by that green line, continues to outperform the state, greater Detroit area, and the county. I would like to take a minute to recognize Ms. Morella, middle school principal, Mr. Knight, middle school dean of students, and the entire staff and students at Richmond Middle School for this remarkable achievement. It's no easy feat. Ms. Morella and Mr. Knight, your leadership and commitment to creating a culture of risk and innovators and an inclusive environment for all students in the building does not go unnoticed. When you combine the English language arts, math, science, and social studies at the high school level, again identified by that green line, Richmond High School outperforms the county, the state, and the greater Detroit area. Recognizing Mrs. Zabo, the high school principal, Mrs. Borwick, high school dean of students, and the entire staff and students at the high school for their achievement. Ms. Zabo and Mrs. Borwick, your leadership and commitment to doing what is right, despite the adversities we have faced, holding high expectations for the instruction that happens in the classroom, and having the hard conversation and coaching individuals to become better professionals themselves, and righting the ship does not go unnoticed. NWA has been an assessment that we've used in this district well before I even arrived 10 years ago. It provides valuable information on student performances compared to students nationally. And this slide at the top is from the spring of 2014 for reading. As illustrated by the orange dots, those are the projected growth, where we should be hitting at the end of the year. This projected growth target is established when students start the year and determine where they start and where they expect to finish. The blue bar represents the actual growth that we actually achieved on the assessment. As you can see, in most cases in 2014, we didn't meet the target. We didn't meet the growth, and the gap between the orange diamond and the blue is consistent among grade levels. Fast forward 10 years to last spring 2023. We are now meeting and exceeding growth targets in reading, and in very few grade levels there is a disparity in the gap. Similar circumstances occurred in the math in 2013 with significant grade levels not meeting or exceeding the target. As you can see, in the spring of 2023 by grade level, we were meeting the target. Change does not happen overnight. It takes time. 10 years ago, when I stood up in front of the staff at our welcome back address, there was a book I introduced to the staff. It was called Change is Good, You Go First. That book has been my guiding principle for the last 10 years. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. And through the process of instructional conversations, about maximizing student engagement, about questioning techniques, about instructional strategies in the classroom that yield very little results, we had to have those happen. And often individuals in an organization need to make the decision whether they want to continue here and change or seek alternate positions that better align with their expectations. Regardless, Richmond Community Schools has had one focus for the past 10 years: guaranteeing learning for every student. As you look at these results, let me be the first to say, the Board of Education, administrative team, staff, and I, we are not satisfied with the current proficiency levels. In some of them, they're not good. But collectively, we have outperformed the state, the greater Detroit area, and the county. And we have a lot of work to do. But through our professional development, through collaborative conversations, and through holding each other accountable, ensuring quality resources are in the hands of our students and staff, great things are going to continue to happen at Richmond Community Schools. Take a minute to read these statements by staff members as to why they chose to work in Richmond Community Schools. The purpose of the high school extends far beyond mere completing academic requirements. It serves as a pivotal stage in students' journey towards adulthood and lifelong success. High school is a time for students to explore their interests, develop their talents, and prepare for the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Providing quality instructional options is essential for fulfilling this purpose. Richmond High School offers a diverse range of courses, programs that are career-focused, have varied interests, and to meet the aspirations of our students. Whether through traditional academic subjects, vocational placement, advanced courses, center-based magnet programs, whatever the path is, we provide options for students to hone their skills, chart their own path to their future success. On February 2014, Governor Whitmore stated the following, Career and technical education programs offer young Michiganders tangible skills to use to land good paying jobs in demanding jobs in growing fields. CTE programs also support our state's businesses by developing the talent pipeline needed to grow and expand right here in Michigan. Since I began as superintendent, it has been my mission, with the support of the Board of Education, to expand the number of CTE courses, career and technical education courses, and to set a goal that every Richmond High School student enroll in at least one CTE course prior to graduation. There are 6 pathways that career and technical jobs fall under. The graphics may be different depending on what site you go to, but they're basically 6 pathways. Arts and communications, business management, marketing and technology, engineering, manufacturing and industrial technology, health science, human services, natural resources, and agriculture. Richmond has 19 CTE course offerings at the high school, some of which would not be possible without the partnerships of community entities. CTE courses are expensive to start up and to operate. Under the Arts and Communications path, one of our newest CTE courses, theater. In addition, through the partnership with the City of Richmond, several years ago, Richmond was able to offer TV broadcasting media 1 and 2. I'd like to thank Mayor Ricks and the City Council for this continued partnership for our students at Richmond Community Schools. Under the Business Management and Technology, there are 6 CTE courses. They are Accounting 1, AP Computer Science and Principles, BTM, Computer Programming and Video Game Development, Esports and Master Coding, and Marketing 1 and 2. Under the Engineering, Manufacturing, and Industrial, we have 3 courses. AIS, Heavy Equipment, Operation, Repair, Maintenance 1, 2, and 3. This is another one of our CTE programs that is a premier CTE program across the county. Students from other districts come to Richmond for this course, whether it's for an all-day experience or just part of it. This course would not be possible without the partnership from the AIS Construction Equipment on Gratiot, so I appreciate their continued partnership with Richmond. Under the health science field, several years ago, we started the Emergency Medical Technician. This course is also a partnership with the Richmond Lennox EMS under the direction of Chief Jeff White. I appreciate Mr. White, or Chief White's commitment to partnering with us and working to make this a state-of-the-art program. Under the Human Services, we have 5 CTE courses, which are Introduction to Education, Educational Experiences, Culinary Arts 1 and 2, and Criminal Justice. Currently, Criminal Justice is not operating, though we have hopes that it returns in the near future. While we do not currently offer any CTE courses under the Natural Science and Agricultural Science, Agri-Science pathway, let me assure you that conversations and discussions have been occurring. Since 2015 school year, we have seen a 72.7% increase in our CTE course offerings at Richmond High School. We used to send kids to other districts. We stopped that. We now provide that to our students in Richmond Community Schools. This could not have happened without the Board of Education's support, Ms. Staple, our curriculum director, and the high school administration, Ms. Zabel, Ms. Bulwark, and all the CTE teachers. For the 2023-24 school year, we currently have 362 students enrolled in a CTE course. Keep in mind, we're just over 525-ish students at the high school. 124 of those students are enrolled in one or more than one CTE course right now in their high school experience. As you can see by this chart, Richmond Community Schools, high school particularly, has experienced a 268% increase in enrolling students in CTE courses. This is remarkable. As I stated earlier, CTE courses are expensive to start, equip, and operate. However, our Board of Education and our administrative team and our staff is committed to making sure CTE is a viable path for any student. Over the past 2 years alone, the district has invested over $190,000 in CTE equipment. In addition, we are covering the credential training costs for all CTE students and providing work-based learning opportunities in the field for our students. If you watched one of our board meetings, probably now 3 months ago, you'll see the Hermitage table. This is a table that is only found typically in medical schools, college-level medical schools. This is about an $80,000 piece of equipment. Thanks to our CTE director, Mrs. Zabel, we were awarded a CTE grant to be able to pay for this and provide this opportunity for our students in the EMT program, as well as our science courses. Richmond is part of a consortium of Macomb school districts who send their students to the International Academy in Macomb. The International Academy of Macomb is an option for our students, where they receive coursework and examination in receiving the Distinguished IB Diploma. As you can see, the International Academy of Macomb is one of the best schools in the United States and #1 in the state of Michigan. Our students have an opportunity to participate in that school while still being part of the extracurricular activities in our school while they're at the IAM. It demands a strong commitment to learning, both in terms of time, mastery of the subject, and the development of skills and discipline necessary for a competitive world. But we have students who are attending the IAM, and it's a remarkable experience. For the incoming class of 2023, the IAM, now has 3 spots every year available to Richmond Community Schools. As I said, it is a nationally ranked school and #1 in the state of Michigan for a Magnet Center IAM program. The Early College of Macomb is another option for our students. 11th grade students can enter this program while still in high school. They benefit from this program, its curriculum that enables them to earn their high school diploma as well as attend a 13th year of school, and after graduating, earning an associate's degree at no cost to themselves or their family, tuition-free, and no-cost books. This is a great opportunity for our students. The students in the ECM program complete the program will have an associate's degree after their 13th year. Students can earn up to 62 college credits and be able to transfer those college credits to 4-year universities. So they're actually starting when their peers are sophomores, they're starting as a junior at a 4-year university, completely debt-free. Advanced placement is another option. It was created by the College Board. AP courses offer undergraduate university-level curriculum and examinations for high school students. Colleges and universities may grant placement and course credits for students who obtain qualifying scores on the AP examination. While the trend has been on the decline for the number of students taking AP, the 23-24 year marks a significant improvement in the number of students. To assist families, our district, Richmond, made the commitment that we will be paying for those AP exams for any of our students, so that no student experiences a financial barrier that would prevent them from earning college credit through taking the AP course and the AP examination. As you can see by the list of AP course offerings, whether in the course catalog or through an online format, Richmond has an extensive AP course offering. This opportunity for students has ended the practice of Richmond sending our students to the academy down the road to allow Richmond high school students to meet our advanced students, the needs of our advanced students. Since 2014 and 15, Richmond has expanded the AP offerings by nearly 50%. Dual enrollment offers high school students to take college-level classes while earning credits towards both their high school and post-secondary degrees at the same time. While dual enrollments participation decreased during the post-pandemic period, as you can see by this enrollment chart, has significantly increased this year by 71% over the 15-16 school year enrollment. As you can see, Richmond High School is not your traditional high school anymore. There are opportunities for all students, no matter what their post-secondary plans are. Take a minute to read these quotes from staff members who choose to work in Richmond Community Schools. Providing comprehensive support services for our English language learners, Title I, and those students with special education needs is essential for creating an inclusive and equitable environment for our students, where every student can succeed and thrive. English language learners often face a unique challenge of mastering academic content while acquiring a new language. Therefore, schools, Richmond, must offer specialized language instruction and culturally responsive teaching strategies to support their language development and academic success. Similarly, Title I students who come from oftentimes economically disadvantaged backgrounds require additional resources and support to overcome learning barriers. Richmond provides targeted intervention such as small tutoring, small group instruction, access to technology and apps to address their unique academic needs and to ensure equitable access and opportunities for all students. Additionally, students with special education needs require individualized student support services, including personalized instruction, accommodations, and related services to help them reach their fullest potential. By providing an inclusive environment for our English language learners, Title I students, and those special needs students, Richmond is creating a nurturing environment to support learning and the values of diversity, excellence in education, so that every student has an opportunity to succeed. When you think of Richmond, oftentimes you don't think of English language learners. In fact, even people at the county level don't see Richmond as a school that has English language learners. However, that could be farther from the truth. Currently, Richmond has 13 different languages spoken in the homes of our students in our district, with Spanish being the primary language household. While there has been a significant decline, a slight decline, in English language learner enrollment this year, the enrollment, though, still continues to grow. To ensure families feel welcome and safe now more than ever, our schools and our communities that represent us and our families must continue to embrace inclusive mindsets. Utilizing state funds and district dollars, Richmond provides translation services through Language Line as an option to eliminate the language barrier with our families. Title I was created to ensure economically disadvantaged receive fair, equitable, and high-quality education to help close the achievement gap. As you can see by this chart, recently Title I data shows that the Title I programs at the elementary school and middle school are reducing the achievement gaps. For instance, Tier 1 instruction, which is often referred to, represents instruction that all students should be receiving, which is in the green up there. Tier 2 and Tier 3 are additional supports for students who are at risk of not meeting state standards. As you can see, the number of students that started in Tier 2 and 3 on the left at each grade level decreased to where they ended in the spring, as represented on various assessments and measurement periods. This could not have happened if it wasn't for the focused efforts of our administrators, Mrs. Walters, our Title I teacher, and the team of educational paraprofessionals who work tirelessly each and every day to make sure that our at-risk population has every chance of succeeding. The district currently receives Section 31A at-risk funding, and as you can see over the course of the years, we have significantly received more funding this past year. That funding is used to provide intervention classes at the middle school to allow students more time with the content, as well as at the high school. It supports funding of counselors and social workers. It's a vital asset for us to continue making strides in closing the achievement gaps of our students. Student support services, under the direction of our Amy Rio, oversees student health plans, Section 504s, and IEPs. In a school setting, a health plan is the counterpart to a nursing care plan. With chronic health conditions affecting nearly 1 in 4 American school children, the health plan is a vital tool to foster academic success and support optimal attendance by our students. 504 plans are plans that our schools develop that give students with some type of disability support they need through various services, that covers conditions that may limit their daily activities in major ways. Individual developed plans, often referred to as IEPs, are more than just a legal document. It is the map that lays an outline for the program for special education students and the services that they need to survive and thrive in our school. The purpose of special education is to provide equal access for students with disabilities. Our special education aims to provide accommodated education for disabled students. Richmond Community Schools, along with the Macomb Intermediate School District, provides a continuum of special education services for our students, beginning at the top in the least restrictive environment, all the way to the bottom, where it may be an MISD center-based program. The vital component of this process is to determine where the child needs to spend their day, how services are going to be provided, and the relationship that child needs for the development within the school and the community. Teacher consultants provide support for students with disabilities who are enrolled in general education classes, including career and technical education classes. In special education classrooms, oftentimes paraprofessionals may be used to provide both individual and group support to students. School social workers are trained mental health professionals who can assist with mental health concerns, behavioral concerns, positive behavior support, and classroom support, and provide individual and group counseling therapy. Speech and language pathology, sometimes referred to as speech and language instructors, support students in the K-12 who have been diagnosed with speech impairment disorders. As you can see, the expansive nature of our special education department is quite impressive. And for that, I would like to thank Ms. Amy Rio, the Director of Special Ed, and all the special education staff for the amazing work they do each and every day. In the world we live in, students oftentimes need support and counseling help. While the district has a total of 6 counselors and social workers, which is a significant increase over years ago. Oftentimes, life's issues do not happen during the normal school day or the normal school hours for students and families. The district continues to offer free counseling services to any student in our district when things happen beyond the school hours. Counseling services may be accessed by parents or students over 14, simply by calling the number on the screen, telling them that you're a Richmond student. Up to 5 counseling sessions are provided, and oftentimes, if need be, we will increase that depending on the needs of families. Our latest initiative is to provide students with on-demand tutoring. Richmond Community Schools has partnered with Practice On-Demand Education Solutions to provide free tutoring for all students between the hours of 4 and 8 at night. Parents simply log on to the Practice On Demand, fill out the form within 10 minutes of a scheduled time, and they will receive one-on-one virtual tutoring in every subject between kindergarten or pre-K through 12th grade. You can schedule up to 48 hours in advance. Since we began this several weeks ago, we've had multiple families taking advantage of it. And just think about it for a minute. If you're at home at the kitchen table and your child's struggling because you're not showing them the way Mrs. So-and-so, Mrs. Smith showed them, there's oftentimes a battle. And this provides an option for someone else to relay the information. And we're seeing great successes with this. Take a minute to read these quotes from staff members who choose to work at Richmond Community Schools. Engaging in extracurricular activities enables students to explore diverse interests, cultivate their talents, discover passions that may not be addressed in an academic setting alone. Through clubs, sports, arts, and community services, students learn valuable lessons regarding teamwork, leadership, time management, and responsibility. These experiences not only enhance the academic performance in the classroom, but also contribute to the well-rounded individual with a sense of strong identity and purpose. 46.4%, or 26 of these 56 positions, have been added to address our student needs in the past 10 years. Since 2015, Richmond has added 4 athletic programs: track, equestrian, and this year we've added powerlifting and a cooperative hockey program with L'Anse Creuse Public Schools. 41% of our coaches are Richmond alumni. 84.9% of them have ties to the district, whether they are alumni, whether they are staff, or whether they have students in the district. Since 2015, we've achieved 8 MHSAA state championships across wrestling, softball, and competitive cheer, 47 BWAC championships across 11 sports. 250 of our high school students are student athletes. That's 50.5% of our high school population. And at the middle school, 112 student athletes are involved in grades 6 through 8, or 33% participate. And this doesn't include the spring middle school track and field season, which begins April 8th. Take a minute to read these quotes from staff members who choose to work in Richmond Community Schools. Ensuring comprehensive safety measures in our school is paramount to creating a conducive learning environment for our students, our teachers, and our staff. Safety is not just about the physical security that encompasses various aspects such as it also encompasses mental health support, emergency preparedness, and prevention of bullying and harassment. Collectively, we are committed to ensuring the safety of our students and staff and the environment in which our students experience every day, where individuals can thrive and reach their full potential. I am extremely proud of what Richmond has accomplished over the past several years to enhance our security measurements and the commitment of our board, our staff, our students to ensuring our protocols are being followed. Richmond Schools has partnered with GAGL to help support student safety and wellness while students are using our electronic devices, and particularly our Office 365. When students the Richmond Schools uses GAGL Safety to proactively ensure that our students are safely and correctly using the district-provided resources. GAGL uses a combination of artificial intelligence and trained safety experts to review our students' online tools, the stuff we provide as a district, to make sure that there is no risk of concerning behaviors or content. GAGL technology scans students' accounts for harmful content and alerts school officials if students show signs of self-harm, depression, thoughts of suicide, substance abuse, cyberbullying, credible threats of violence against others, or just a harmful situation. If you ask the administrative team, they love it when the English teachers issue a paper that's going to flag some of these items. So it's a process to check and balance. With Gaggle, Richmond Community Schools is better equipped to proactively identify students who are struggling, to provide support where needed, to foster a safer school environment. Since the inception of Gaggle, you can see we've had 44 incidences, and as you can see, there's kind of color-coded severity. The types of messages through chats, through messaging in Microsoft Teams, etc. The types of things that are being flagged. Our administrators, our counselors are addressing these immediately to make sure our students are protected and that we address the problems when need to be. The importance of using night locked shades and doors locks in our school environment cannot be overstated. These security measures serve as a crucial layer of protection and bolster the safety of our students, teachers, and staff against potential threats. All classrooms, offices, and spaces used by students are fitted with not only night-lock devices, but also door shades. Night-lock doors provide an additional line of defense, allowing for quick and secure lockdown procedures in the event of an emergency. By incorporating night-lock shades and door locks into Richmond security protocols, we're demonstrating our commitment to prioritizing the safety and well-being of our students and staff. These proactive measures are not going to deter potential threats, but they also, for someone who's going to make a threat, who's at that stage, but it's going to help us prevent mass casualties should the unthinkable happen. It also puts a peace of mind that we have these things in place for everybody's safety and security. The confidence to create a learning environment that is safe for all students. We've also instituted crisis alert badges, which provide each staff member the ability to call for help in the event of an emergency. When activated, the program generates a map of the person who triggered the event and their exact location on the office staff computers, administrators' computers, central office computers, as well as if you have downloaded the app on your cell phone. Teachers, staff alerts are in two phases. One is if teachers need assistance, there might be a medical emergency, a student fight, runners we have sometimes in the lower grades, but it notifies building administrators, secretaries, and central office where the situation's occurring. It also covers our entire campus. So if the PE department class is outside on the football field or soccer field, it will cover that location. Since the program was rolled out in April of 2023, we've received 147 total staff alerts, and I actually think that's a little higher because this was given to me a couple weeks ago. And I know we've had a couple recent situations. Staff also have the ability to put the district in lockdown when they see danger and observe danger. It notifies all three buildings, the administration, the Richmond police, about a situation. The strobes and computer screens in all the classrooms will convert, notifying staff to go into lockdown mode when the badge has been triggered. The implementation of the strategic crisis alert badge has made a substantial improvement in our district security infrastructure. Installation of ID badge and access points are proactive measures that allow the enhancement of our security of who has access to and from our building, with only authorized personnel. Strategically placing these ID scanners at various entrance points, the district in essence has a fortified ability to control and access and monitor the movement through our premises, both during school hours and after school hours. Interior and exterior cameras play a crucial role in providing enhancement, safety, and security in our schools. All of this is intended to make sure our students, our staff, feel safe, that we're looking out for their best interests so that learning and education can happen in the classroom. These cameras provided valuable real-time monitoring of both our indoor and outdoor areas, enabling school administrators and security personnel to promptly identify and respond to potential threats and instances. Moreover, the interior cameras help us maintain discipline and accountability when things happen within the premises to ensure that our protocols are being followed. Furthermore, the exterior cameras provide a layer of protection by monitoring the entrances of our students, grounds, parking lots to help detect and deter unauthorized individuals from entering our premises. 209 security cameras are positioned throughout the district. In addition, several exterior cameras have been installed to improve coverage of entrances, parking lots, and other areas of concern. Training has provided not only for our staff, but also the Richmond Police Dispatch on how to access the cameras and use the cameras in the event of an emergency in order for them to provide real-time information to responding officers in a real-time situation. Our behavioral threat assessment allows staff members to leave no stone unturned when assessing concerning behavior. The behavioral threat assessment is a process that involves a multidisciplinary team approach to analyze data and decision-making when a threat is made or a concern has been raised. The process involves administration, counselors, social workers, teachers, anybody who has information regarding the student and the knowledge of the situation that's occurring. By April 4th of this year, the entire crisis response team district-wide will be trained in this process, including our police liaison officer. A return to school plan is developed for students that make statements or go through this process to make sure that they are safe to return and their classmates are safe. If any student's behavior is questioned, students are excluded from school and required to receive a risk assessment provided by a third party before returning to school. We take no chances. When in doubt, we go through the process. Take a minute to read these quotes from staff members who choose to work at Richmond Community Schools. Effective communication and timely notification with parents are vital components of a successful school environment fostering trust and collaboration and student success. By keeping parents in the loop, we create opportunities for meaningful engagement and empowering parents and enabling parents to support their child's journey both at home and school. Timely notifications are important. Updates such as schedule changing, safety protocols, and academic concern, helping parents feel involved and empowered in their child's education. The district launched a new website which marks significant improvements in communication from its predecessor, demonstrating our commitment to evolve and continually to improve, dynamically reflecting our new identity. The platform has been modernized to promote user-friendly and consolidating essential information for parents, students, and prospective family into a centralized location. On the website, we have started, we have began issuing community-wide communicator newsletters, and the new newsletter will be coming out this July. Our intent is to have these between 2 and 3 times to go out to every household in our community to inform them of things going on. If you haven't seen it and want to have access to it, simply go to our district website. You can find all of our newsletters and just clicking on the links to find it. The access, as I said, about the district website has 5 websites within it: the district, the 3 schools, and the early childhood centers. It has quick links. It does quick information regarding athletics, enrollment, facility, food service, parent-student information, child care transportation. It has our news feeds as well as live feeds. We also launched a district app. If you don't know, you can download the app and begin getting notifications about school events and situations. Our community notification. Several years ago, there was a school closure that occurred. In the process that used to exist, individuals on the emergency card were notified prior to parent. We have corrected that. This new system allows us with one click to notify on Facebook, the live feeds, so the notifications if you sign up for the app, as well as text messaging, voice calls, and email. It allows us to send the alerts to recipients by grade level or all students or all staff. Our digital marquees in front of the high school, in front of the middle school, in front of the elementary school have been installed for the purpose of broadcasting the heartbeat of our district, the good things going on in our district. The high school marquee on Division captures the attention of countless passerbys on a daily and serves as a showcase for our district. I'm sure there might be a question that you have come up with or thought of or want to ask at a later point. The district has launched our Got a Question? Just Ask Us. If you go to the district website, click on the link, a form will pop up, you fill it out, and within 24 to 48 hours, sometimes longer depending on the context of the question, we will respond back. All previous questions have been uploaded to our website so you can look at what people have asked previously. Non-instructional services provide an instrumental, a key part of our district. And when I mean by non-instructional services, that's food service, transportation, and technology. Technology facilitates the modernization of teaching methods in the classroom and enhances learning the experience and equips students with the essential digital literacy skills they need for the 21st century. From interactive whiteboards, interactive boards as you see on stage here, to technology resources, all providing a diverse learning opportunity that allows us to tailor for individual students. Moreover, our food service department ensures that students have access to nutritious meals promoting their physical and cognitive development. By offering balanced meals, it supports the school's overall mission for academic behavior and well-being. Additional transportation services enable students to have access to education regardless of their geographic location, ensuring equitable access and opportunity for all students. Reliable transportation ensures that students arrive to school safely and punctually, minimizing the barriers to attendance and participation. You may recall over the holiday break in January of 2020, Richmond made the news regarding a cyber attack on television. Television and print news agencies from all over the United States picked up the story regarding our cyber attack. It was the only time in my history of my career that I experienced making the 6 a.m. news for one story and the 11 p.m. news for another story. In today's digital age, there are many different avenues of potential risk that threaten our data as we know it. Bad actors reside all over the world and have been increasingly pushing the limits of their ability to infiltrate enterprises, networks, and especially schools. In the event of cyber attack, Richmond Community Schools has developed a robust backup system which protects our data, as well as secures it from potential threats. In recent years, there's been a growing awareness of the importance of nutritious meals in maintaining our health. We understand, let me just back up here. This is some of the technology that we have in our classroom. You'll see the interactive screens in the ceiling on the top. It's kind of hard to see, but we have enhanced sound systems that our teachers wear microphones so that every student in the classroom has the ability to hear. And for virtual students, we have a live stream camera system in all cameras to provide virtual education. Let's look at our breakfast and lunch programs and service. Over the past several years, our breakfast and lunch programs have increased the number of breakfasts and lunches served. You can see in 21, 22, we had free breakfast for all. Last year we didn't, this year we do, as part of a state and federal initiative. This averages 50% of our students receiving breakfast and lunch each and every day. Our food service department revenues and expenses. Our revenues consistently exceed our expenses, which provides an opportunity for the food service department to be self-sufficient and reducing any need for general fund to support our food service department. The fund balance in the food service allows us to make improvements in the food service program using the fund balance that we have collected. Making fiscally sound decisions has allowed us to stay within budget for our food service program. Transportation. We transport almost 675 students every single day. We have 14 buses that consist of 8 gas, 4 diesel, and 2 propane-filled buses. We run 9 special regular education runs with 1 special education. 54% increase in our field trips from 1920 to 21-22. We had a decrease during the 22-23 year as we were challenged to find bus drivers. It is a common practice across the county. In 22 to 23, we are back in increasing the number of trips that our students are experiencing. Our transportation staff consists of 18 employees. There's two mechanics, one of which is funded 75% by New Haven Community Schools as we do the maintenance and operations on the buses. 16 bus drivers, which include a dispatch driver and a transportation driver. Recently, we launched the Here Comes app, which is an option for parents. You do not have to choose this app. But what the Here Comes the Bus app allows parents to do is identify where their child's bus is at. Within that zone, they will get notified that the bus has arrived at school or getting close. In this particular example, there are 3 areas. That's the AIS location, so if there are students that go to the AIS, the parent knows when they arrived at AIS, when they arrive back at the high school, or when the bus ends up at the bus garage. Take a minute to read these quotes. Facility improvements. We have been excited, appreciative of our community who supported 2 bonds for us in 2013 and 2019. These bonds made major improvements in our district and only have provided educational opportunities for our students and classrooms. Throughout our buildings, if you take a minute to look, we have probably the best buildings and facilities around in any Macomb school district. In the lobby here, you will see all the efforts that was done with our previous bonds at Lee, at the high school, and at the middle school. Throughout the bond, we improved energy efficiencies, such as computer labs are powered down at 6 o'clock to reduce costs. Interior lighting sensors that allow lights to be turned off when there's no occupancy. Exterior parking lot lights which adjust. If you've ever driven by campus at night, you can see the lights go on when your car approaches them and they dim back down at night. Energy efficient boilers and hot waters, an energy management system, and preventative contracts so that makes sure our equipment that is invested by the voters is still operational and good. This is our energy management system, which allows us to power down areas of the building and tells us where areas are problematic. For instance, let's assume there's a snow day. This would allow us to power down the schools so that we aren't running those energy costs during an unoccupied day. If you look at this chart, it tells you 33% of the time at the high school, our buildings are unoccupied. There's no need to be running the energy and the cost. We have significantly reduced our ability and our utility bills because of this system. 10 years ago, we instituted paper cut, which is a way of managing our ability to print solutions. This gives you how many copies we make every year. We are currently, for the 2023-24 at about 1.3 million copies district-wide. That equates to about 1,800 trees that we've cut down, or 11 million light bulb hours. But what's important about this system is it articulates what we didn't print, because it's a two-step printing process. So things that people sent to the copiers that didn't get copied are now here. So when you look at it, we have saved 800 trees and over 5 million light bulb hours in energy by instituting this system. Human resources, we'll take a minute to look at our number of our staff. We have significantly increased our staff over the years. The two areas in blue represent when we ended privatization, our custodial and food service. The area in red indicates the challenges we faced last year with staff coming and going throughout the year, which, if you've read the newspapers, that was part of that conversation. We look at staff longevity in the district. We have a significant number of staff members consistently over time, which are 1 to 5 years. And as you can see, the 6 to 10. The area that is what I would see most concerning is this 16 to 20 years, as we see a decrease. That means staff are choosing other options for leaving the profession. Our labor relations, when you look at contract, we have ended privatization. That was a task of the board when I got here, to end privatization. So we have brought back our food service, transportation, athletic coaches, and custodians. When you look at recruitment and retention, people going into education is less and less. When you look at news articles and stories, there is a concern regarding the teacher shortage. We have recruited other alternates, looking at alternate certification through #Teach and Teachers for Tomorrow. When we look at labor relationship, we currently have settled contracts with the exception of the Early Childhood Center, which we are currently in negotiations. When we look at trying to create a competitive environment, this is the wage scales. This is not meant to highlight what individuals are making. It's the point that we're trying to be competitive, and if I could, I would pay them all more because they're well worth it. But we can look at the significance that we are currently paying childcare, preschool, and GSRP 10 years ago to what they're paying now. In 2023-24, our board made a decision that nobody in this district would make less than $15 an hour. When you look at educational paraprofessionals, particularly media, special education, Title I, culinary arts, EL. When you look at our food service department, head cooks and assistant cooks. When you look at our teachers, there are 5 lanes that our teachers have. We have reduced the starting steps, so we have eliminated step 0 and step 5, and we've expanded the matrix that as of next year will expand to step 13.5. We've increased the starting wage by 13, almost 14%, and the top of the scale we've increased by 20%. When you look at teachers with a bachelor's plus 15 degree, again, the same increases. Master's degrees, master's plus 15, and ed specialist degree. Our teacher's salary is now is competitive. I wouldn't say we're at the top. We are competitive with neighboring districts. Our secretarial, we've increased the base rate, which is actually step 2.5 and step 1 because the minimum is $15. And we've increased the top end. Fiscal responsibility. This is where I go off script from this. Where does our money come from? As you see, we are heavily dependent on state resources, with local resources being the village and taxes we levy. Small part federal. When you look at our financial indicators from more than a 10-year progress, 0 is a very low risk, best case scenario, 10 is a high risk. Last year in the financial audits, we are now at a 0. Our financial status is very good. 10 years of a very clean audit. It is the highest issuance from an auditing firm that you can receive. When you look at our general fund and expenses, we continue to operate with our revenue exceeding expenses to make sure that we are not creating structural problems. When you look at our fund balance, we chose as a district through all federal funding that we receive to not to make structural investments in people, because when that money runs out, it creates a layoff, and that's not what we wanted. So we invested those dollars into curriculum resources, support, services, technology, etc. 3 years ago, our board made the commitment based on the 2019 bond, thanking the voters for passing what they did, to begin putting money aside each year to pay for the stuff that the 2009 bond paid for. To date, at the end of this year, you can see we have dollars in the bus replacement, computer replacement, copier replacement, file servers, laptop replacement, the turf. So with the target of we will have enough money to replace the turf when the time comes to expire. And miscellaneous, there were multiple aspects in there that included a pickup truck, a bucket lift, marquee, scoreboards for the athletic fields that we did renovation, etc. This was our commitment to the community that we should not have to go back to you, because you gave us that in 2019, and fiscally we're preparing ourselves for those replacements. To date, this is what we spent. We have spent over $374,000 bus replacement. We basically buy a new bus every year. We've replaced our entire copier fleet, file servers, and those miscellaneous items. Look at student enrollment. Our student enrollment has been continuously increasing since 2015. We had a dip this year. We expected it to be down. We base our student enrollment by moving students up a grade level through attrition. Part of that is many of our staff members that opted to leave next year had students here, and those students are now at the schools that their parents teach at, which isn't a large one, but it is a part of it. When we look at enrollment projection, the county birth rate is declining. Richmond's historic enrollment and projected rate is to continue growing. When you look at the SEMCOG community profile for the township of Casco, Columbus, Lennox, and Richmond, and the city of Richmond, you can see increases, small increases in our area are expected. When you look at student enrollments and you move that out for years, we are consistently expected to increase enrollment. When you look at our student migration, this is the one that fascinates me the most and I'm most proud of. In 2014, you can see the red line means those are students that live in our district that chose to go somewhere else. And the green line indicates those are students that live somewhere else that choose to come to Richmond. We have changed the trajectory, and more students are choosing to stay in Richmond, and more students are choosing to come to Richmond. When you look at the migration, where are they going? You can see our biggest giver of students is to Armada. In 2014, we were giving 153 students who live in Richmond choosing to go to Armada. We have reduced that to 111. But you can also see we have also increased the students coming here. When you look at our neighboring school districts, Armada, Memphis, East China, Anchor Bay, New Haven, and Romeo, again, the pattern is reducing the leavers and drawing students and keeping them in Richmond. When you look at this compared to 2014, red is bad, green is good. Compared to 2023, we have significantly moved the bar. When you look at the migration, orange is where our losses of students. In 2014, this was the makeup of our district. In 2023, it is completely changed. Again, more and more students are electing to stay in Richmond or come to Richmond. When you look at the market share of Richmond Community Schools, and we look at how many students that live in Richmond do we retain. In 2014, the average for the county was 80.8% of the students that live in your district, the average is they go to your district. Richmond fell below that average at 78%. That means 22% of our students chose other school system or opportunity. And that could include home schools, parochial schools, and other neighborhood districts. When we look at 2023, we are now above the market average, which is now at a drop to 76.6%. We are now retaining 85.5% of our students. Finally, the future challenges. Enrollment is consistently a challenge that we face. Our budget, our everything about our funding system is dependent on our enrollment. As I've shown, when we start moving students out for multiple years, you can see that those projections are to be continuing to increase. Just as a side note, we were the only district in Macomb County in the fiscal year 20 that actually went up, 2021 during the year after the pandemic, that actually increased enrollment. When you look at state funding, that is a continual battle. When you take this back to 2003, the blue line is what we've received. The green line is an assumption that if the state were to give us 1% increase every year, that's where they would be today. A 2% increase or a 3% increase. Remember that number. On average, we received a 1.8% increase every year since 2003. So think about that. If you take $500 home as a pay at some point, that's $9. That's not even enough to cover a pizza, breadsticks, and a 2-liter pop at Little Caesars. When you look at our per pupil dollars, on average, it's $108 a year. Again, this is what the state gave us for many years. It was flat. We had the 470 cut. In the last 2 years, we've had increases. This is what the governor's projection is for next year, $241. When you look at retirement costs, if you are a public school employee today, there are 8 different retirement plans depending on the year you were hired in the district. As you can see, all 8 of them in 2018, 19, 20, every year it's going up to a tune of 11% increases expected or absorbed this year if you were in this plan, 8.25 this year, and you can see some of these, the district cost was flat, but the state cost increased. Retirement cost is a concern. Contractual obligations. Currently, what's projected, and we don't have current healthcare numbers, and we don't have current retirement numbers, but right now, if you roll the contracts over for next year and made no changes to the organization, the custodial contracts would cost $27,000. Educational parapro would be an additional $16,000. What's on the table with the food service department is about $35,000 through negotiation. IT $8,000. The administrators $53,000. The teachers union $708,000. $16,000 for secretarial and $37,000 for transportation. And our 5th challenge is facility use. With the growing enrollment, we increased Lee Elementary School and added 10 classrooms, 4 there, and 2 there. We have 1 usable classroom left at Lee that is not occupied by a program. Think about the explosion in our early childhood enrollments, our GSRP. We have 5 sections of every grade level. Middle school, there is not 1 empty classroom at the middle school. In high school, there are 2, with one of those classrooms currently being used for our community backpack program to help feed families on the weekends. Projections, we need to begin thinking about and looking at options for additions to our schools. I want to close with this. We have a lot of good things, and my hope when you leave here tonight is that you learn a little bit about the district, you have a better perspective, and that the state of Richmond Community Schools is great. We are on the right track. We've made significant progress, and we have a lot more to accomplish, and we look forward to it. I thank you for your time tonight. I appreciate your attention. Please enjoy us for some cookies and punch that have been put on by the food service department and our culinary students. Thank you.